Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. issued a backdated suspension, 3 years to be exact. Let's get into this in depth, and I'm going to explain to you why this is important.
Push the weight in no flex, flex. The live is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You were running, motherfucker, high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker, never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. So, Chavez Jr. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. issued backdated 3-year suspension through 2022, October 2022, by Nevada Commission. Boxing scene. Y'all know the drill. I'm going to read the article. I'm going to read the entire article. And then I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to tell you why this is important. Written by Jake Donovan. My guy, Jake Donovan. A name you can trust. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is back on the suspension list. The second-generation boxer and former WBC middleweight titleist from Mexico was issued a retroactive 3-year suspension by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, stemming from an unresolved drug testing violation in October of 2019. The ruling was handed down during the monthly agenda hearing Wednesday at Commission headquarters in Las Vegas. The 5-person panel voted unanimously on the proposal issued by Mike Detmer, Deputy Attorney General for the state of Nevada, on behalf of NCAC Executive Director Bob Bennett. The suspension will run through October 24th of 2022. Chavez Jr. is also required to pay a fine of $3,197.92 and submit to a commission-approved random drug testing program for the suspension to be removed beyond its current expiration time. I know y'all hear it, but I want you to read it because the link will be in the description. Chavez Jr. was previously placed on temporary suspension by the Nevada State Athletic Commission upon being informed by Voluntary Anti-Doping Agency, VADA, that Chavez Jr. evaded testers who arrived at Wildcard Gym in Hollywood in seeking a urine sample from the boxer in October 2019. Y'all hear this? The suspension was formally issued October 29th, which affected plans for Chavez Jr. to face fellow former middleweight titleist Daniel Jacobs in December 17th of 2019 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Y'all hear it? The link will be in the description so you can read it. The bout was relocated to Talking Stick Resort Arena, now Footprint Center, home to the NBA's Phoenix Suns, though not before a lengthy legal battle between Chavez and the NSAC. The Arizona Boxing and Mixed Martial Arts Commission had to wait out a final hearing just 2 days before fight night, as Chavez was granted a temporary restraining order against Nevada Commission to allow the event to be approved by Arizona. Y'all hear this? I'm going to let you go ahead and read it. I can't believe this. He had to get a restraining order because he's scared to go pee. He had to get a restraining order. granted Chavez a temporary restraining order against the Nevada Commission to allow the event. So he got a restraining order from Nevada, Arizona. He had to get a temporary restraining order from Nevada so Arizona could okay the fight. Are y'all hearing this? Chavez went on to lose the fight after being forced to retire on his stool after 5 rounds due to a broken nose. So all of that just to get your nose broken and you quit on your stool. His in-ring action drew the disappointment of his legendary father, Hall of Fame, former 3-division champion Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., who literally face-palmed at the ringside. Y'all remember that? He was like, ay, ay, ay. Y'all remember that? That was this fight that he had to get the restraining order from Nevada to have Arizona make the fight, just for him to quit on his stool. Ay, ay, ay. Wow. A more serious development occurred seconds later as fans began hurling objects into the ring, forcing event handlers to clear the venue before allowing a final bout involving Gabriel Rosado to stand by a opponent for the main event to proceed. So this guy wasn't even the main event. He's running and hiding, ducking drug tests, getting restraining orders from entire states. And you're not even the main event. You're not even the main event, man. Look at that. Almost goofed it up for Gabe Rosado, man. Ridiculous. The temporary suspension was extended soon thereafter by the Nevada Commission, who subsequently placed Chavez on indefinite suspension last May 12th. The Arizona Commission followed suit, although Chavez has not since fought in the United States. 3 fights have followed for now. 35-year-old boxer, he's old, all taking place in his native Mexico. A comeback fight last September saw Chavez suffer an upset technical decision defeat to unbeaten countryman Mario Cazares, quickly rebounded with a 4th-round knockout of Jason Menda last November in his hometown. Both fights took place at light heavyweight, as did his loss to Daniel Jacobs, though the later only due to his inability to honor the contract limit. Chavez once again blew weight for his most recent fight, a stunning split decision defeat to middle-aged former UFC champion Anderson Silva this past June 19th in Guadalajara. Silva, 46, has not boxed in 16 years heading into the fight, but emerged victorious in their sanctioning 8-round bout where Chavez entered at a beefy 184 pounds, well over the contracted 182-pound limit. This kid did not want to box at all. Maybe he thought it was cute. Hey, my father, hey, and you had some momentum. You got a Canelo fight out of it. But you've shown lack of discipline. You've shown lack of love for the sport. You've shown lack of respect to the sport. You're running from drug tests. And I can't believe that these sanctioning bodies and these commissions allow you to even exist. Chavez recently announced plans to return to the ring either this coming December or next January. Any such fight will have to take place outside the U.S., as will any other ring plans prior to next October 24th. The matter is Chavez's 3rd strike with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Chavez tested positive for banned substance surrounding his November 2009 win over Troy Rowland at the MGM Grand. The verdict was subsequently changed to a no contest, with the violation accompanied by a 7-month suspension with a $10,000 fine. Nearly 3 years later, Chavez Jr. made his way back into town, only to once again land in trouble. At the time, an unbeaten WBC middleweight titleist Chavez saw his reign and embellished record go awry after dropping a 12-round to the then lineal Sergio Martinez. It's September 12th, Thomas Mack Center in Las Vegas. Y'all remember that? Sergio was whooping his ass, and then Chavez landed something and almost made magic happen, but he's been in trouble since then. The loss carried an additional hit. A post-fight drug test showed marijuana in his system. At the time of the list of banned substances, because it was his second offense, the boxer was hit with a 9-month suspension and a whopping $900,000 fine, 30% of his $3 million fight purse. There's the article. Here's my opinion. How many strikes is a guy like Chavez Jr. gonna have? He plans on fighting for what? He gave back $900,000 of his $3 million purse, which really isn't $3 million because you got to pay this guy, that guy. He probably only saw $900,000 himself. Here's my question. That's Chavez Jr. Nobody's checking for him. All of these problems, he's getting backdated suspensions. So if they're doing that to him, if he could run from the Nevada State Athletic Commission and get a restraining order in order to have a fight happen in another state, can you imagine what they're doing for big name fighters? So are we going to be tough on drug cheats or not? I mean, am I wrong for taking this position? A cheat is a cheat, right? Big Baby Miller, no good, right? Oscar Valdez, let him rock. Big Baby Miller, no good. Canelo Alvarez, let's just move the goalposts. This guy, Chavez Jr., is a fabulous fuck-up. Backdated suspension. He won't be able to fight until October of 2022. But he can still fight in Mexico. I'm pushing for worldwide bans. This kid is not even serious about the sport. Had his father face palming like, all right, man, come on. He's quitting on the stool. He's smoking weed. He's ducking piss tests. But there's always still hope because he can go fight in Mexico, right? Get this kid out of here, man. He don't want to do this. He's just doing it because of name value. Wasn't there a video of him walking around with high-heeled shoes on or something? Go do that. According to the trolls, there's a market for that. They'll like you. I don't. Get Chavez Jr. the F up out of here, man. Get drug cheats the F up out of here. All of them. If you want to be consistent, be consistent. If not, let him fight. You guys are a confusing bunch. Bronx on deck.